afford to go without Andrew tonight?
No, we're playing Andrew. Yeah.
What do you think of Festus's late suspension, Tyler not getting anything?
I thought it was right. I thought they made the right call.
What were your expectations for Mo Spates when you took over?
I thought he would help us at times. I didn't expect him to be a part of the regular rotation, but he's been fantastic. Not only his play, but his attitude, staying ready, because I still go through certain games where I don't play him based on matchups, or he may play very little. But he gives us something that we really need, a jump shooting big. He takes charges. He's either first or top 3 in the league in charges taken. And he's a great teammate. The guys love him, and he stays ready, so he's been a huge part of our team.
I'm guessing you're good enough to just kind of worry about yourselves, but are they a lot different than when you saw them a month and a half ago?
Yeah, I mean, the trade has made them different. You know, we won't see Sullinger. He killed us last game. That'll be different. I know they've had 27 guys or something on their roster. The consistent thing is the guard play. I'm a big fan of Avery Bradley. I think Smart's going to be a really good player. They're both excellent defensively, and you know, now with Isaiah, I mean, he's a pain to guard on that high screen. So they're playing hard. They're extremely well coached. They've got some good young pieces, and obviously this is the first stage of a process. But I think they're doing great.
How does Isaiah change what they do, their approach?
The other guys are really good players, but not as devastating on the high screen and roll stuff. That's where Isaiah has made his whole career, because he makes threes, and he's crafty getting around that screen and snaking in and out of the paint, and he's taken advantage of the new NBA rule of carrying the ball is perfectly legal. Along with many other guards. Isaiah's not alone. My guy does it some too. But no, I'm not, you know, I was sort of half joking there, but I am being perfectly honest when I say the liberal call, or lack thereof, on the KYRIE has made guarding high screens almost impossible at times. You know, when a guy can discontinue his dribble and go up, you know, to either make a pass or shoot, and then just dribble again with a screener in his way, I'm not sure what you're supposed to do as a defender. And everybody does it, everybody around the league. So Isaiah's really good at a high screen anyway, and given the way the game is called and the way the game is played, everyone going small and shooters all over the floor, he's a really powerful force out there.
How memorable was Isaiah's performance against you guys at the start of the season when he came on the bench?
Oh, in Phoenix? Yeah, he was good. I mean, he and Gerald Green took over that fourth quarter, and you know, so I'm sure that's what Danny saw. It's one of the reasons you wanted to trade him. You know, you got to have a guy who's going to force defenses to respond and react, and Isaiah's one of those guys.
Coach, have Steph and Clay surprised you in working with them every day? You know, I know surprise is a strength word.
I'm not surprised. I'm elated. I love working with them. I think the best thing, not that I've been a long-time coach, but just as an observer of the league and a participant on great teams, when you have great players who stay after and work, you can't even put a value on that and what it does for the culture of the team and the atmosphere and the daily ritual. Both those guys work every day. Neither one has ever asked me for a day off. And then once practice is over, they stick around on their own to do their own routine. That's what establishes the right mentality for an entire team, and that's what those guys do.
Steve, what's your approach for the last 6 weeks or so of the season? You guys are clearly in first place and all that. I mean, How do you continue building toward the playoffs? What's your approach here?
We talk constantly about big picture stuff, getting better. We don't talk about record. We don't talk about playoff seeding. We just talk about where we need to improve. We show a lot of tape, things we do well, and can we make those improvements? Can we get better with those things? And then things maybe we're struggling with, and what can we do to improve those things? And then when we do practice, which is rare because of the schedule, we try to hit on those things. But you can't cheat any of this stuff. You can talk about it, but you have to grow organically. One of the great things about our team is that this group has been together for a couple of years. Even though our staff is new, this group has been together, and they know each other well, and they work well together.
Do you feel like you still have more to learn from these guys, before you get to the postseason?
I have more to learn from our team.
From your team, yeah.
I learn every single day from our team, and I think we sort through lineups and combinations, and the fact that David Lee wasn't here for a long time because of the early season hamstring stuff. We still evaluate where and when to play him and with whom, and so there's a lot of things that I think every coach would tell you. It's not like all of a sudden you go, all right, we got it. You never have it. Everything is constantly changing.
What is the experience that being a GM, even the television experience, taught you about being a first-year head coach and going into this season?
I think my experience in Phoenix was valuable in a ton of different ways. I mean, one thing is we play a lot like those Suns teams. Given that Alvin came from Phoenix, playing the style that he learned from Mike D'Antoni. We've incorporated a lot of that stuff into our offense. It's not the same, it's not exactly the same, but there's a lot of similarities. So I have experience, with this, somewhat with this style. I think that helps, but more than anything, I think being a GM, seeing the relationships within an organization between the owner and the players and the coach and the GM and all of those relationships, and how they manifest themselves each day, and how important that is, and how important it is to communicate and share ideas and not take anything personally. And those are all things that I learned in Phoenix, and that I frankly made some mistakes with, and that I feel very comfortable with now here.
Coach talked a lot about having a lot of your core from last year, but new additions like Sean Livingston and Leandro Barbosa have been really key for you off the bench. What's it been like to integrate those guys into this close-knit crew?
Well, I'm trying to integrate myself into this close-knit crew too. So I'm just like LB and Sean. I'm new to the group, but those guys are fantastic. They're pros. They both have been important players off the bench. Sean's been in the lineup consistently all year. I gave him a two-game little rest to sort of get himself together. Otherwise, he's been out there every game. LB's kind of been in and out of the lineup, and what I love about both guys is they just constantly stay ready, much like most Spates. They've stayed ready and been very productive whenever I've played them, and when I haven't, there's no pouting. They get it, and they work hard, and they get ready for their next opportunity.
How important is Leandro's playoff experience going to play into effect when the playoffs come up, and a lot of guys haven't really gotten out of the first round?
Yeah, LB's been in the postseason quite a bit, and he gives us a burst. He gives us leadership. He's a guy who counsels the other players often, which I love, and he's fun to be around, and so he's going to be a big factor.
Coach, are you expecting any of your players will get another 50 points tonight?
Another 50? I think 48 I'm expecting.